What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Stokesy Camel. Back at it with another video. And today we're doing yet another toxic tier list ranking. Oh, yeah. And today we are going to be doing a tier list ranking of all the men's superstars on both NXT, Raw, and SmackDown's odds of becoming a world champion in the near future. And I will also be doing this with the woman next week, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. But before we get into actual beginning of the video, stop guys, don't forget to subscribe. You know the channel because number one, it's absolutely free. Know that you're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, just 276 away now. And also, maybe I'll put the YouTube algorithm recommended video to more people. Maybe they could join the chat. And do feel free to comment your thoughts on who's going to become a world champion eventually down below. Just making sure we're recording here, right? Okay, good. Alright, but before we start ranking things, here are the actual categories. So, actually, wait, where did Akam go? I don't know where Akam went. I think he went down here. Okay. Ignore that. Anyways, but the actual categories is, so the first one, the top one is It Might Happen Tomorrow. I'm confident that they're definitely gonna, like, win the world title this year. That's how confident I am. Definitely happening means it's definitely happening. It's just you don't know when it's gonna happen. They're definitely winning the title, if that makes sense. I can see a possibility means, yeah, I could see them possibly doing that with them and giving the person a world title. Next up, I have the I don't know is just that usually means that a whole lot needs to change before they become a world champion, if that makes sense. Toxic years down the line means, like, maybe a decade down the line they might have world title contender written all over them, but a little bit past that. I don't think so means I could see a tiny possibility of them maybe winning a world title, but I don't think they're going to win a world title again. Not ever happening is guaranteed. There's no chance they become world champion, even though I love these guys. So, I will definitely put it there. Alright, so starting off, we will actually are starting off with the current champions, which I think is interesting, but, well, you know, even though Ilya Dragunov actually isn't champion anymore. Yeah, this is a little bit dated, guys. Our Truth and Miz don't have the updated tag titles. Same with, A-Town Down Under, and, also Charlie Dempsey is no longer Heritage Cup champion. Anyways, and we're specifically talking about main roster, not the NXT title. We're talking about the main roster world title. Even though I could make that a video on its own. Alright, so first up we have Cody Rhodes, who is the current WWE champions. But even if he didn't have the current WWE championship on him, I can guarantee it he would win another world title eventually. So, do I put him in it might happen tomorrow or definitely happening? Because I don't think he's going to lose the title and then win the world title this year again if he loses it. So, I'll put it definitely happening. Because if he, like, drops it to The Rock, they're definitely going to set in stone The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 if Rock beats Cody. Anyways, but, actually, no. I have a feeling he could end up beating Rock. So, and I'm talking about in a year or whatever. So, yeah, Cody, there. Next up, we got Damian Priest. And I think he'll get another world title. I think I can see a possibility where they give him one world title, another world title. He might just end up being a one-time champion with his championship run, or he might end up getting another one. So that's why I put it in. I can see. No, I'd say. I'd say I can see a possibility where they put another title on him. It depends how this title run goes. So, you know, and it's going okay so far. It's not the best, but it's going okay. All right, next up we got Ole, 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 Ole. If they do not put a world title on him in the next, 3 years, they're messing up. Sami Zayn, I think, after his IC title run, carrying the title run after Gunther, he's actually kept the momentum going with that title. So I would actually say it's definitely happening. Can I say it's happening this year? Unfortunately, no. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but I think it will definitely happen. Unless if he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think either him or Jey Uso is going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase this year and cash it in on either Gunther or Damian Priest. Then they'll definitely win the world title. So, Sammy, definitely happening. I just don't know when. Hopefully it's soon, though, because I'm a big fan of Sammy. Logan Paul. Alrighty then. Logan Paul, I'll say I can see a possibility. If he works full-time schedule, I think they'll definitely put a world title on him eventually. However, right now, he's part-time, and he's the United States champion. So, yeah. And so, we gotta wait, at least 1 more year or 2 more years, and hope that he's not a part-time all the time and is actually a full-time competitor. So, we put him there. Next up, we got R-Truth. And, I love R-Truth, but I gotta put him in, no. If he does, he'll just win it for comedic effect, and then drop it the next day or something. So I'll put him in I don't think so. I can't outright say it's not ever happening because they might just book it for a day, but that's it. And then next up we got his tag team partner, The Miz. And The Miz I love too, but I honestly, this might be a hot take. Well, I was originally gonna say Miz and not ever happening again. It's just, I don't know. I feel as if they could do it with R-Truth because he's never won a world title, but Miz has won the world title twice. So I don't think so for Miz. I can't put him outright not ever happening because, he is a veteran, and if they want to pull the trigger on Miz again, they can definitely do it at any time. Next up, we got Mr. A-Town Down himself. And if you would have asked me 2022, a year ago, I would have said definitely happen. It might happen tomorrow. But, however, he went on this tag title run with Grayson Waller, which I think it's still definitely happening. Just a few more years have to pass. Probably once Grayson Waller and Austin Theory lose the tag titles, they'll have their feud, and we'll see how that goes. Then Theory is the babyface. Then we'll see how good of a possible world title contender he is. So I think it's definitely happening for Theory. I can't outright say it's happening tomorrow just because he kind of went downhill after his US title run in 2022 and 2023. So yeah. Next up, we got his tag team partner, the Grayson Waller effect himself, Grayson Waller. And Waller, I can see a possibility. I think they're definitely gonna give him, I can't say 100%. I think they're more likely to give it to Theory than Waller right away. But Waller, if he can get a whole lot of heel heat, which he actually has been getting pretty decent amount of heel heat this year, he can definitely win a world title near the future. So I think it's a possibility for Grayson winning the world title. Next up, we got Dragunov. If Dragunov retires not being a world champion, WWE is making a huge mistake because him and Gunther are tied for the best wrestler in the whole entire company. I don't care. He's definitely happening. If he does not win a world title, that would be the most stupidest decision in all of WWE's lifetime because Ilya Dragunov's great. He delivers classic after classic every single week, and same with Gunther. So, Dragunov, I can't outright say it might happen tomorrow because it's not going to happen this year because he's fresh and new on the main roster. So probably in 2 years, though, I think they'll definitely pull the trigger on Ilya Dragunov. Next up, we got Obafemi. And I think when this guy gets called up to the main roster, it might happen tomorrow, honestly, because I don't even think he's going to lose the North American Championship. If he loses the North American Championship, I think he'll just lose it because he got injured or something like that. Or he might get called up to the main roster and just have to vacate it up there because, well, vacate it because he went to the main roster, so he can't keep that NXT North American title. Kind of similar to what they did with Solo Sikoa in 2022. So, like that. So, Obafemi goes, and it might happen tomorrow if he got called up right away. So, definitely happening, I think. Axiom. I'm gonna... Whoa. Okay, then. Where am I? Okay. Axiom. Wait, where'd he go? Axiom, I'm gonna put years down the line. As an in-ring talent, they could definitely put the world title on him. However, how his booking's been going with his tag team title run with Nathan Frazier, I'm going to say way down the line. I almost put him in I don't know. It's just, I could see them maybe in a slight chance of them putting the world title on him just because how good he is in ring. So, Axiom goes in years down the line, or toxic years down the line. Nathan Frazier... I think he's more questionable than Axiom is. It's kind of the same thing with Axiom, right? He's a great in-ring talent. But however, I feel as if out of the two of them, Axiom's more likely to get a world championship than Frazier, unfortunately. But Frazier is great, don't get me wrong. It's just gonna... I feel like I should switch these two, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Nathan Frazier, toxic years down the line. He's gonna have to wait years down the line. Axiom. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Axiom's top of toxic years down the line. I had to think about that. All right. Next up, we have Charlie Dempsey, and Charlie Dempsey, toxic years down the line. He just got. He just has to have the right storyline to win the world championship. I think he's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think he has to have the right storyline to eventually win a world title in WWE. So, yeah, he goes there. AJ Styles, honestly, after that retirement segment, yes, it's kind of the same thing as the Mark Henry segment a few years ago. He could, I think, actually, this might be surprising for some people, but I actually might have it might happen tomorrow, because AJ Styles, I think, besides Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, could win the Money in the Bank briefcase this year and win a world title before he retires. That's the direction I think they might go. So, and that's why I put him in it might happen tomorrow, because I honestly think if he wins Money in the Bank, either Cody or Damian's losing their title. So, AJ goes there. Next up, we got Akam. And Akam, not ever happening. He's the tag team guy. There's no chance that ever happens. Sorry, Akam. Akira Tozawa. I like Akira Tozawa a lot, but I'm going to put I don't think so. It's just because the same thing with R-Truth. If he wins the title, it'll just be a short title reign. So, Tozawa goes in I don't think so. Andrade. I think he's a very strong candidate after he's returned to the WWE, and they have been protecting him quite a decent amount, so that's good. I would say definitely happening. It's definitely happening since he's back, and Triple H is in charge. No Vince McMahon is in charge, so Andrade, I think, because Triple H is a big fan of him, so I think he's definitely going to put a world title on Andrade in the next maybe 2 or 3 years, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. Andre Chase, I'm going to be honest here. Andre Chase, I don't think is not ever happening. I like Andre Chase. I think he's a good in-ring worker, and I think he can win some mid-card titles. But world titles, I feel as if he's more unlikely than Tozawa and R-Truth, which that might shock some people, but I feel as if it is. Garza. Next up, we have Angel Garza. Garza, if he splits away from Legado del Fantasma and goes solo, I could say toxic years down the line. He just needs to improve a lot more. Like, as an in-ring talent, he's great. Don't get me wrong. It's just his character needs to get changed a lot more, and probably he should go back to his old NXT ways with his gimmick he had there. So, in the start of his Monday Night Raw run, so he goes there. A-Doc. Angelo Dawkins, I'm gonna put in Toxic Years down the line. Or, I don't know. I could definitely see them putting the world title on him. But, however, out of the two Street Profits, I feel like he's the less likely to happen out of him and Montez, because even Rock pointed out how great Montez was in ring. So Dawkins is great too. But it's just they have to find, maybe they give him an underdog run that possibly could make him win the world title. So I'm gonna put him in I don't know. Apollo Crews, I don't think so. I love Apollo, but I don't think so. Especially how he's been booked since being called up to the main roster last year. I don't think he's won a single match on TV, aka Raw and SmackDown, not main event, since he's returned to Monday Night Raw. So, sorry, Apollo, but I don't think you're ever happening. So, Shanti the Adonis, I don't think it's not ever happening. Sorry, Ashanti, but I don't think it's ever happening. Baron Corbin. I love Baron Corbin, but, okay. I don't know. I'm going to put him in my I don't know, because his NXT run, I think, proved how, when he returned to NXT last year, I think this run proved how great Baron Corbin is, and especially that tag team run with Braun Breaker. So, if Triple H eventually comes back to that and realizes, oh, Baron Corbin's actually great, maybe we should put the world title on him. They might actually do that. So, and he was originally supposed to win the WWE Championship, but that didn't end up happening because stuff happened. So, Baron Corbin, sorry, I gotta put you in I don't know. Humberto Carrillo, I don't think so, honestly. Garza, I think more has a chance than Humberto. Or, sorry, Berto now, which is stupid name change as well. We'll stop with the name changes. Boa, I have not seen him on NXT in months, to be honest. So, I'm going to say not ever happening for Boa. Bobby Lashley, I would say I can see a possibility. He might get one more title run before he retires, because he said he's retiring soon. So I can definitely see them possibly doing that. Braun Breaker. I think we all know where he's going, right? It might happen tomorrow. Braun Breaker is a guaranteed lock to win the WWE Championship. He might even win it this year. I'm convinced, because how great they're portraying him on screen now as an unstoppable force. They're doing a great job with that. So Braun Breaker is guaranteed lock. Yeah, I think it might happen tomorrow. Bronco Nima, I think this is what the guy's name from OTM, right? Not ever happening. I don't think it's gonna happen. He's probably gonna be a tag team guy for most of his career. Excuse me. Big Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed, I will put in I don't know as well. They just actually need to build him up as a world title contender. I think he's winning the Intercontinental Championship this year, but world title, I don't think they have to change some stuff about him to put him in the world title division eventually down the line. So he goes there as well. Brooks Jensen, not ever happening. Even though I love Josh Briggs' solo run right now, I don't think they should have broken up this tag team. Because the way things are looking right now, I don't want to jinx his career or anything, but right now it's seeming as if they might release him. But honestly, because they haven't put him in a real storyline since then, so I'm going to have to put him in there. Sorry, Brooks. I don't know. It's just the way it's looking right now. Brutus Creed, I don't think so. His brother, who we'll talk about a little bit later, I actually can see happening. Brutus, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the Creed brothers ever since NXT, so it's just, I don't think they would put a world title on him, so he goes there. Cameron Grimes, well, if he, this is totally dated because Cameron Grimes unfortunately is not on the main roster anymore, which is sad. But let's just say he comes back to WWE eventually years down the line after having an incredible independent run. He comes back and is a world title contender. Will he win a world title? I'll put him in the I don't know category because he's released right now and he's not a part of the company anymore. So I would say I don't know because he might come back. He might come back because he has a positive relationship with Triple H, I think. Carlito, as much as I love Carlito too, I don't think so. They missed out on a huge opportunity in 2005, 2006 to put a world title on him, but they didn't do that. So, and if they didn't pull the trigger on him, then they definitely that won't happen now. So he goes there. Next up, we got Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes definitely, as well, just like Braun Breaker, is a guaranteed lock. He might not win the world title. I think Braun has more of a chance of winning the world title this year compared to Melo. But Melo still has a good chance of winning the world title as well. So he's going to go, and it might happen tomorrow because I think it'll probably happen by next year. I just realized something. All right, well, 2 people are actually not on this filter. Well, actually, make that 1, 2, 3. Anyways, okay, whatever. Braun Strowman apparently isn't in this filter because this filter is kind of dated. But Braun Strowman, if you're wondering where he would go, I would say I can see a possibility, especially the way they're going with him feuding with the Judgment Day right now. Maybe it could happen. I don't know. But he would go, and I can see a possibility if you're wondering where Braun Strowman was. Cedric Alexander. Triple H is a fan of Cedric Alexander, so I'm going to say Toxic years down the line. I almost said no chance. It's just Triple H does like Cedric Alexander, so maybe that'll happen. So maybe he has an underdog run. Chad Gable. Thank you. I love Chad. But winning a world title, I'm going to say years down the line. He's definitely winning the Intercontinental Championship off of Sami Zayn this year. But will he eventually get a world title opportunity? He'll probably get a world title opportunity, but I don't know if he'll actually win the world championship, unfortunately. So I'll put him in years down the line. They could definitely tweak up his character and make him an underdog character, like I said, with Cedric Alexander and A-Doc. So, definitely that way. Channing Stacks Lorenzo, I'm going to say I don't think so. I don't think it's happening. CM Punk, do I need to say anything? Even though, yes, CM Punk and Triple H had beef originally, say, okay, now he's definitely winning a world title this year. I mean, come on. I think they're gonna, since they didn't do it this year for WrestleMania 40 because Punk got injured, I think they'll definitely do Rollins versus Punk at WrestleMania 41. That's what they're gonna build up towards. So he goes there. Cruz del Toro, sorry, not ever happening. Seems like a tag team guy, so sorry. Damon Kemp, they just don't know what to do with his character, and they don't know what to do with the No Quarter Catch Club since Drew Gulak didn't renew his contract. So, Damon Kemp, I don't think so, unfortunately. Dante Chen, if you would ask me, I think like 2 weeks ago, I would have said no chance. But actually, he picked up 2 wins over Alexis King now, so that actually shocked me. So maybe I'll put him in the toxic years down the line. It might happen. Maybe. It's just he shouldn't go on a losing streak. Dexter Lumis, I don't think so. Sorry. Dijak. Ooh, Dijak. Kind of the same thing with his NXT, or same sort of thing with Baron Corbin over here, with his NXT run when he returned, he had banger after banger after banger. And I could definitely see. I'll see. I would say I can see a possibility because he had great matches every single week on NXT guaranteed. So definitely see what they could do with that. Dominic Mysterio, also another viable candidate for me for winning Money in the Bank briefcase this year between AJ Styles, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. Those are the 4 that I think will win Money in the Bank this year. It's definitely happening very soon too. So be on the lookout, all the Dom haters. Dragon Lee. Originally, when he started out on the main roster, I would have said, yeah, I could see it. But after what they're doing right now with the LWO storyline with Carlito, he's kind of a background character, to be honest. So I'm gonna put him in Toxic Gears down the line. He's a great in-ring talent. It's just they need to tweak some things. Drew Gulak, kind of same thing with Cameron Grimes. He's no longer a part of the company, but he didn't get released. His contract actually just expired. Years down the line, I'll say. I think he has more of a chance of coming back than Cameron Grimes, maybe. I feel as if WWE would try to rehire him instead of Cameron Grimes first, so... Drew McIntyre. Yep, you know where he's going to. You know where Drew McIntyre is going. It might happen tomorrow. He's definitely winning another world championship this year, so be on the lookout for that. And him and CM Punk will have a feud too, I think, over it. Duke Hudson. I think he has more of a chance of Andre Chase winning it, so I'll put Duke in. There's this charisma about Duke that I think puts him in years down the line because he has a certain charisma about his character, so I'll put him there. Eddie Thorpe. I just butchered that name almost. Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe had bangers with Dijak in NXT, but I'm going to put him in years down the line. He's still in NXT. Maybe have him win some championships down there, then I'll change my mind and say, maybe, I don't know. So, yeah. Idris Nafe, I don't think so. Just because him and Malik aren't confirmed as a full-time tag team, so. Elton Prince, Elton Strong, baby, but sorry, not ever happening. He's a tag team guy. Eric, I'm sorry, never happening. If they put a world title on any of the Viking Raiders, they're definitely putting it on Ivar instead, but they're not going to put it on Eric, I don't think. Finn Balor, actually, you know, with this whole entire Judgment Day thing, it might happen tomorrow. I think what they're going to do is... Actually, no. Because originally, my match card prediction for SummerSlam was Priest versus Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship with Damian Priest as a babyface and Rhea Ripley as a babyface, and all the rest of them are heel, and Carlito and Liv Morgan are in the Judgment Day now. I think it's definitely... No! I can see a possibility. Where, let's say, Balor... Balor, I'm sorry! It got thrown off track because Gunther won the King of the Ring tournament, which that was the right call. It's just... I don't know. I'm gonna put Balor, I don't know. It's tough now because my SummerSlam plans were ruined. He's released. And they're not ever bringing him back because his only match that he had was against Baron Corbin. Well, actually, he had a dark match too, which supposedly that was pretty. But his Baron Corbin match was awful last year. Which last year we had great matches nonstop. So sorry, Gable Stevenson. Yeah, not ever happening. They're not gonna sign him back. Giovanni Vinci. I'm gonna say I don't think so. Actually, Out of the three, actually, now that I think about it, no, Gio, I'll say at the bottom, Toxic Gears down the line. Because they could maybe do his NXT 2.0 character again, where he's a model and stuff. They could possibly do that and have him win the world title, so that's why he goes there. Gunther, the ring general. Gunther, It might happen tomorrow. He's definitely going to be the one to beat Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Guaranteed. That's definitely the route they're going to go with. And that is the right choice after his magnifique, beautiful Intercontinental Championship run. So he goes and might happen tomorrow, because it might actually happen tomorrow. Is this Guru Raj? I'm pretty sure. Wait, who's Guru Raj again? I know there's someone named Guru Raj. Yeah. Oh, wait, this is him. Not ever happening. I don't think he's a part of the company anymore, right? This guy, Hank Walker. I don't think so, unless if he somehow goes on a NXT run where he wins NXT championships and mid-card titles. That maybe go a little bit higher. Ivar, after his solo run, I think is more of a chance now. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, he's right there. Ivar goes in, actually, I don't know. They could definitely do it. And I wouldn't complain, which originally I would complain, but now, after his NXT title run, I wouldn't say so. So, I don't know. They might do it. Javier Barnell, I'm going to say not ever happening. JD McDonough. He could have something similar to his Indies run. So for that reason, I'll put him in Toxic Gears down the line, and maybe it could happen. The Havon Evans, I'm pretty sure this is what the guy's name is. I'm gonna also put him in Toxic Gears down the line, because his NXT TV run just started, because he's mostly been competing on NXT Level Up, so he goes there. Next up, we have Yeet Jey Uso. And as I mentioned before, with Sami Zayn, Dominic Mysterio, and AJ Styles, and Jey Uso, it might happen tomorrow. My prediction is Gunther beats Damian Priest, and then Gunther has a title run, and then Jey Uso will cash in on him before WrestleMania, and maybe him and Jimmy have a rematch, possibly. At WrestleMania, I don't know. So Jay goes there, and it might happen tomorrow. I think that's the way they're going. Jimmy, on the other hand, I actually say I can see a possibility, because I totally explained the Jay versus Jimmy part 2 with the better match this time. So there's that. Joaquin Wilde, no, I don't think so. He has more of a chance to Cruz del Toro, because he's been doing crazy spots on NXT with his massive springboard maneuvers he's doing, so I'll give him that. So he goes a little bit higher than Cruz del Toro. Joe Coffey, kind of the same thing with JD McDonough that I said. If he has the indie run he had, if he has a run like his indie run in the past, possibly, yes. I could see a way they do that. Joe Coffey, I just said Joe Coffey, idiot. Joe Gacy, I'm gonna say years down the line. That's all I'll say about that. He's a tricky one to explain, so I'll put him there. Johnny Gargano, if they brought Johnny Wrestling back, his solo run back, maybe, but he would say, I would say, I can see a possibility they could bring that back. Josh Briggs, years down the line, he has a higher chance than his former tag team partner, Brooks Jensen, because he's been delivering bangers as of late as well, especially that triple threat match with Dijak and Obafemi at NXT Stand and Deliver. So he goes there. Julius Creed. Again, one that might shock some people, but I'm going to say I can see a possibility. After what he's been doing in the tag team matches with his incredible feats of strength and agility, the way he's been booked, I think could possibly have that happen down the road. Carl Anderson, man, oh man, if he split from actually after him and Gallows win the NXT tag team titles and they split, Carl Anderson, I could see maybe being a viable contender. He just has to not lose so much. So I'm going to put Carl and Toxic Gears down the line. I think he's an incredibly underrated in-ring talent. It's just, you never know. Karrion Kross, they try. They keep on trying. Years down the line. Or I'm going to say, I don't know. The storyline they're doing with him trying to get Xavier Woods to split from the New Day, I think could be the way to maybe make him eventually win a world title again. So he goes there. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, I think, is also if he goes on a heel run later this year and faces Cody Rhodes, I can say it might happen tomorrow. Honestly. So, yeah. Definitely deserves another world title run, especially. Kit Wilson, not ever happening. Tag team guy, put him right against his fellow pretty deadly member. Kofi, I don't think it's going to happen again, unfortunately. I don't think so. That championship run he had was a one and done. I don't think they're going to revisit that again, unfortunately. Unless if it's the World Heavyweight Championship. But that's pretty much all I can say. L.A. Knight. Yeah. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention, another viable candidate for the Money in the Bank match to win the actual Money in the Bank contract and cash in. He's definitely winning a world title this year. Because he's still over with the crowd. And the Triple H and backstage know that the people backstage know that LA Knight's still over, so they're probably going to do it. Lexus King, I'm going to put him in years down the line. He has an interesting character, it's just he's still on NXT. Let's wait for him to win some championships, and then maybe I'll say he'll win some world titles on the main roster. This guy is part of the D'Angelo family. I don't know what his name is. I'll just put him in. I don't think so. I forgot what the other dude's name was in OTM, but I'm going to say not ever happening, I don't think. Ludwig Kaiser, I'll put in Toxic Gears down the line. I think he could be a great kind of James Bond villain champion. And there could be something interesting where he's a world champion on one brand and Gunther's a world champion on one brand. So, actually, you know what? They could definitely do it. Luke Gallows, I don't think it's going to happen. Carl has more of a chance than him. Malik Blade, I'm going to say I don't think so. Him and Idris Adnafi seem as if they're still a good tag team that they'll keep. So there's that. Mark Coffey, I'll say I'm going to say honestly, I don't know. If he has the run he had near the end of NXT UK where he won the Heritage Cup from Noam Dar, maybe. Montez Ford, as I said before with Angelo Dawkins, is, I think, out of the Street Profits, the most likely to win the World Championship. I mean, The Rock even came out and said how great he was. So I'm going to put him in definitely happening. Yes, will it probably be 5 years from now? Probably. But I think it's guaranteed he's going to win championships. So there's that. Why am I Robert Stone? I don't know why I blanked out on his name, but Stone, I'll put in not ever happening. He seems to be just a manager and have occasional matches here and there. This guy from No Quarter Catch Club with Damon Kemp, I'm gonna say I don't think so. Noam Dar, I enjoy Noam a lot. However, I'm going to say years down the line. Kind of same thing I said with Joe Coffey and JD McDonough. I completely, honestly forgot he was still in the company anymore. Wow. I completely forgot his name, too. I used to know his name. Odyssey Jones. There we go. I'm going to say I don't think so. Maybe he pops up out of nowhere and goes like, oh, I'm still here. And then he embarks on a brutal solo run. Omos, I will actually say, because I think gets hated on way too much for in-ring work, and I think he's actually pretty good. Rewatch that Seth Rollins Backlash match he had. I think that proves that Omos can actually have a pretty good match. So I can see possibility of them putting a world title on him because he's definitely a big threat. Oro Mensa, I'm going to say, I don't think so. Noam has more of a chance than he does. Otis, I like Otis. If they didn't do it with the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2020, they are certainly not going to do it anymore. So I'm going to say I don't think so for Otis. Pete Dunne, when he splits from New Catch Republic. Pete Dunne, I'm going to put in the... Pete Dunne in the... I can see possibility. Because Pete Dunne, he's no longer Butch anymore. So that works out. So he goes there. Randy Orton, I mean, come on. I think Rock, or Gunther are going to be the ones to defeat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania next year. So Randy Orton, I think it might happen tomorrow. He's definitely winning World Championship again. Rey Mysterio, the legend himself, I'm actually going to put in IDK. I want him to win another World Championship again, but I don't know anymore after he's been booked, so how he's been booked. Razor, not ever happening with his fellow Author of Pain brother. I'll put him up here. There we go. Oh, wait, no, apparently not. Ricochet, after his 2 Dragunov matches, I would say years down the line, they definitely could do it because he's been having great matches as well on Raw. So even though he doesn't get featured a whole lot more. So, yeah, there's that. Ridge the Fridge Allen Mate. If he improves in the ring, I will say years down the line. Same thing I said with Joe Coffey, Noam Dar, and JD McDonough. This is the, I forgot the guy's name was, but this guy's a part of Chase U2. I'll say I don't think so. Roman Reigns, I mean, come on. He's Roman Reigns. You know where he's going. Yeah, know where he's going. It might happen tomorrow. He might end up defeating Cody, so, and finishing the story there. Santos Escobar. I'll put in my Toxic years down the line. Give him about 2 more years, then possibly we'll talk about him winning World Championship. Just because Legado, the new Legado, kind of started out strong, but it's kind of went downhill a little bit. So I'll give him Toxic years down the line. Scripps, Reggie, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to say I don't think so. Seth freaking Rollins, I think he'll definitely win either the World Heavyweight Championship or WWE Championship at WrestleMania next year from Cody or CM Punk, so he goes there. Shawn Spears, he's more likely to win a World Championship now than he was as Ty Dillinger, so I'll put him in the years down the line category. Sheamus, Sheamus, I'm gonna put him, I don't know. He might just be used to make younger talent look better. I think he'll win the Intercontinental Championship before he retires, but I don't think it matters to him if he wins a world title again. So, yeah, I don't think they're gonna put a world title on him again. Shinsuke Nakamura. This sucks, man. If they didn't pull the trigger on him winning against Seth at Fastlane last year, I'm going to say I don't think so. I love Shinsuke, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to make him win the money, and I don't think they're going to make him win a world title again, unfortunately. And also, they didn't do it when he faced AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34, which was very odd, but whatever. Solo Sikoa, I'm taking it all. Settle the score, taking it all. Honestly, now that I think about it, no, go down. Wait, no, I'm trying to... Where are you? There you go. Might happen tomorrow. He is also another possible contender to possibly beat Cody Rhodes for his WWE Championship. So, especially with his new bloodline. So, yeah, he goes into the top category. I forgot to put Tom Maloa in here as well. If you're wondering where I would put him, I'd probably say... a few years down the line. Tama Tonga, on the other hand, Tama Tonga. I'm gonna say Tama Tonga is years down the line as well because, excuse me, because he is a veteran, so maybe WWE will trust him to carry a world championship. So I'll say years down the line. Excuse me. Tank Ledger, Tank something. I'm gonna say I don't think so. Not right now, at least. Tommaso Ciampa. I'm honestly gonna say I don't know for Tommaso Ciampa, which that sucks. But I'm gonna put him I don't know because Johnny, I feel, is more likely because they could have a Johnny wrestling run again, but this time on the main roster. Ciampa, they could make him turn heel again and try to have that one last DIY match between him and Gargano. But I don't know. I do not know. Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo, I will say... Because he's a very unique character, I'll put him in... I can actually see it. I can see them putting a world title on him and down the line. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Current NXT champion in real life. Hang on. Hold on a second. I'm going to say I can definitely happening. Wait, where is he? There it is. And hear me out on this because right now... Argue with me all you want, but I think Trick Williams is the most over WWE wrestler right now. He might be one of the most over wrestlers in the company, in all wrestling companies, to be honest, right now. Because he's got an over catchphrase, he has an over theme song, so I'm saying definitely happening. I think they'll definitely book it. Tyler Bate. I'm gonna say years down the line. Dunn has more of a chance of winning world title than him. If he goes on that NXT UK run he had, like, on the main roster, then I would say, yeah, he's definitely winning it. Von Wagner, he's not even part of the company. I don't think WWE is going to rehire him, so I'm going to say not ever happening. Wesley, they could create a good underdog champion as well. Kind of the same thing I said with Cedric Alexander and Chad Gable, so I'm going to say Wesley goes there. Wolfgang, I'm going to be honest here and say I don't know. Maybe if he's the main solo person at Gallus, possibly, but yeah. And then finally, but not last but certainly not least, we have Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods, I love you, man, but I don't... If they take him in the right direction with this Karrion Kross thing, I'll say years down the line. Alright, well, with that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of me ranking, this episode of yet another Toxic Tier List ranking where I rank all the wrestlers' possible chances of becoming a world champion. Be sure to leave your list down below. And with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Bye 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 bye.